All right, ladies and gents, welcome to another episode of From the Ground Up here. Give me one moment. Let me get everything together here for a second. All right, so yes, it's another episode of. Oops, gotta move my microphone. Hold on a second, guys. Get this together. Gotta get my setup right. Just one moment. All right, I think we got it. Okay, so yes, welcome to another episode of From the Ground Up. I am your hostess with the mostest, once again, per usual. Today's episode is a very special episode as well. I first want to say before we get started into the new episode that I appreciate all the love on the last episode. Major shout out to my cousin James Wade again for dropping in and blessing me with his presence on the show. In this week's episode, we have another guest. Give me a second. Okay. So yes, in this week's episode, we have another guest. She's not on yet, but when she gets here, we'll give her the proper introduction as we always do. And yes, this is a she this time. This is actually the first female guest I've had on the show, so I'm really really excited about this. Childhood friend, homie, mentor, um, all of those things, and then some. So I'm really excited to have her on the show. So we're just waiting for her to sign on, and once she signs on, then we'll be rocking and rolling here. So just hang tight. I think she just hit me actually. Oh, I think she might be on. Oh, hey,
Hello,
what's
hello.
going on? So let me make sure we get you the proper intro. I already been talking for a little bit here, so we'll dial it back a little bit here. So everyone, ladies and gentlemen, please give the warmest welcome to our first female guest on From the Ground Up. This is quite the accomplishment here. You are the first female guest on the show. I've always had male, so I'm really excited about this one. Make some give it up, show all the love to my homie, my homegirl from way back in the day.
Right?
From throwing them L's days. If you know, you know. My homie Adri, how you doing, Adri? What's going
I
on?
am good. Firstly, let me say thank you. I felt honored before I even knew that I was the first woman. So
Yes,
I
yes.
feel even more honored. So firstly, I want to say thank you. I appreciate you and I love to see this from you. I love
Thank
what
you.
you're doing. So
Appreciate it.
thank you so much.
No problem, no problem at all. It was definitely an honor to have you on the show. So I definitely had to extend the invite there. So we'll go ahead and get started. We'll dive in. I got some questions and things for you. So when I first met you, I think I met you in middle school around that time. Now, had you been living in Illinois prior to that, or did you move? Because I know you've lived a couple different places prior
Cool.
to. So yeah, so I wanted to kind of get like the origin story. Like, where are you originally from?
Okay, so I was born in Peoria,
Okay.
raised in New York. And I would say raised in between New York and Vegas because,
Okay.
like, right after middle school, I got out here
Mm-hmm.
and I kind of went back and forth because I was
Okay.
at Central with you for a little bit. Yeah,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
born in Peoria, raised on the east, then to the
Okay.
west, and now I just be everywhere.
Yeah, I was like, every time I turn around, you didn't move somewhere different. Like, you are definitely goals. So let's see here. So you're originally you were born in Peoria. You're originally from the East Coast. Now, what part of New York did you live? Are you from? Like, what borough? I guess
Harlem,
Harlem.
113 Linux, baby.
I
Yeah,
I should have known. The swag should have let me
yeah.
know.
Come on
Yeah.
now.
All right. So moving on from that, like I know you have like a lot of business ventures. I see you like you do like yoga. I believe you sell hair. You do hair, accessories, things of that nature. You're doing like a book as well. So like, what all of the other business ventures that you have going on right now?
Well, I would say to umbrella it all.
Hmm.
I'll go into detail also, but to
Hmm.
umbrella it all, I'm a mompreneur,
Got
momtrepreneur,
it. Got
however you
it.
want
Got
to
it.
put it.
Hmm.
Yeah, becoming a mom just kicked off a grind I've never had before.
Hmm.
So yeah, I started with hair. I started selling hair.
Hmm.
Then it just made sense to do hair
Hmm.
with selling it.
Yeah.
Then I got into lashes, more so into the beauty and cosmetics.
Hmm.
Then I would say after that, clothes.
Mm-hmm.
Now I more so do brand building, business building, branding, marketing,
Mm-hmm.
things of that nature, just helping people, because me, I did everything by myself. I had a few friends help here and there, of course,
Mm-hmm.
but I did a lot of it by myself, and it was a lot of trial and error and
Mm-hmm.
research. And so I try to help people with that,
Oh,
in the beginning stages. So.
okay. So what got you into like business and marketing? Like what was the motivation behind that?
Doing it for myself and
Mm-hmm.
seeing how easy it was.
Mm-hmm.
I'm in a few Facebook groups, for instance, and
Mm-hmm.
there's a lot of questions all the time about how do I brand, how do I market, how do I get sales, and
Mm-hmm.
things of that nature. And it's pretty easy to me, and I feel like it'll be easy if said the right way or if the proper example is showed. So that's what
Mm-hmm.
got into helping. That was my inspiration.
Dope.
Again, just myself, needing help myself and having to figure it all out.
Dope. So as like a young black woman in like the business and entrepreneurship, like what are some of the hardships that you think that you've had to face like so far? Just being, like you said, being a mom, being young, being black, being a woman, like all of those things. Like what are some of the things that you think you've had to face that's been like the biggest challenge for you?
Well, first things first, being a young black woman, a mother, that is what gets me going every
Mm,
morning. That's
mhm,
what makes me go so hard,
mhm.
not being a statistic, or being the right type of statistic,
Right, right.
And I would say the hardships I still go through, and really I faced a lot in the
Hmm.
beginning because I've been doing this for like 5 or 6 years at
Yeah,
this.
it's been some time. Yeah.
I would say took the motivation to keep going,
Mm,
finding motivation, because for me, for instance, I look for it in a lot of places
hmm.
and I don't realize that it's already there. I don't have to
Mm,
go looking for it. So
hmm.
just the motivation to keep going. A lot of days you won't see results. You'll have days where you have 27 cents. You'll have days where you have $270,
Hmm. Yeah.
or $2,700. It's,
Mm,
it's, it's all about just keeping going. Keep
yeah.
going.
Yeah. The consistency. For
Yep.
sure, for sure. Now, one question I do have been dying to ask you: what got you into yoga? Because not a lot of black people, at least that I know, are into yoga. And so I see you doing like classes and stuff, and I'm like, that's like super dope. So, like, what got you into that whole lifestyle living there?
Being a mom.
Yes,
First looked, I feel like I've always, believe it or not, you know
I
me.
do.
So believe it or not, I always wanted to be a gymnast or
Yeah,
in like a
yeah,
cheerleader. I really, really wanted to be a cheerleader. I
yeah. You
wanted
were
to
always doing flips back in the day. I remember.
always wanted to. So when I got pregnant, I looked more into it. I started researching prenatal yoga.
Mm,
But in all actuality, I did get scared. I
yeah.
didn't do it. I didn't end up starting yoga. I would say my son's dad, he really got me into it. He
Mm,
played football for UNLV and they used
okay.
to have to go.
Oh wow.
So
I didn't know that.
he would tell me like, hey, yeah, I'm going to yoga. I'm going to yoga. So one day we went to a class together and I was
Hmm.
like, okay, I want a yoga studio.
Yeah.
It was
Oh
black
man.
owned in Dallas.
Mm.
It was black owned, a woman. And
Hmm.
I was just like, yep, I want a yoga studio. I want to do this. And
That's
I
dope.
got certified about summer of 2019,
Hmm.
2020, last
Hmm.
year. And I've just been taking off with it.
That's dope. Now, has there been a challenge like with COVID and everything? Like, has that kind of slowed your process, or like, how are you working around that?
Mentally, yes, I would
Hmm.
say so.
Hmm.
Another reason I picked up yoga was because I do suffer from anxiety, and
Hmm.
I do have episodes of panic attacks, and it
Hmm.
helps. Like
Mm.
I'm always on my head. I'm always doing immersions because
Hmm.
mentally, the crown chakra is right at the top. It's all
Mm.
it helps me. It
Hmm.
grounds me.
Hmm.
Um, so I would say mentally it scared me as far as hosting sessions,
Hmm.
bringing people out, bringing people together.
Hmm.
But at the end of the day, I just try my hardest, to still respect spacing,
Hmm.
and if anybody is under the weather, or if I'm under the weather, or anyone
Hmm.
around me, then yeah. But I
Hmm.
definitely think it'll pick up way more
Hmm.
once COVID is over.
Dope. So I heard you start talk about mental health and like anxiety and stuff like that, and that's something that I suffer from as well. So I mean, is mental health something that you want to like incorporate as far as like one of your business ventures as well as like giving people different coping mechanisms for anxiety, or like do you talk about that in your book at all? Because I know you got like a book and stuff coming out. So like,
Ooh,
is
I
that
gotta hear it too. Just
yes, yes? Give us the
girl.
official groundbreaking.
Yes, this is my book. It is my journey, my purpose, my passion, my pain, because my pain is my purpose and passion. Um,
Absolutely.
so basically, it is a collection of poetry symbolizing the modern day Black woman
Mm,
and motherhood, love, trauma, and finding the energy. And what I call the energy is your inner goddess.
mm-hmm.
Finding your inner goddess, spiritually, mentally. Uh, so I definitely think I definitely touch bases on my mental health and just mental awareness in the Black community.
Mm-hmm.
Why we think the way we do,
Mm-hmm.
what form, what trauma, what shadow work needs to be done.
Mm-hmm.
And then as far as yoga, yeah, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
I more so get the preaching out there on that mat.
That's good.
I am love, I just want people to develop self-love,
Mm-hmm.
self-awareness,
Mm-hmm.
self-care, and
Mm-hmm.
just focus on self because you can't give off anything if you don't have anything to give. You feel
Mm-hmm.
me?
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
yoga for sure, my book for sure. Even as far as business consultations and branding and business help, I think so because mentally running a business is very, very draining. So
Mm-hmm.
to have that help, you know,
Yeah, absolutely. So, what inspired you to write a book? Like, what was the thought process behind, you actually, because I mean, that's a scary thing. If you're putting like pretty much your life to the public, like you're sharing your life with the public. So, what made you have the courage and the confidence to do that?
I'm so glad you asking me these questions and on this platform. Um, Again, my mental health, I was struggling with it, my fears, my
Mm-hmm.
uncertainties, my fear of the loss of control or not having control. And then there's also some family trauma, love trauma that I feel like I needed to speak on
Mm-hmm.
that I didn't necessarily. I knew the words to speak, obviously,
Yeah.
I wrote the
Right. Right.
book,
Right.
but I didn't know how to say it, you
Mm-hmm.
know. So a lot of what's in this book is to people.
Mm-hmm.
They know it's to them.
Yeah.
They've read it. Tell my
Yeah.
son. My son has a whole chapter,
Oh, nice.
Sunshine.
Nice.
Yeah. So and that answers the question. My chapter, Sunshine. One I can't. My son is just now starting to be able to read. He's only 6.
Mm-hmm.
Um, once he's like 9, 10, especially his teenage years, I want him to be
Mm-hmm.
able to pick up this book
Mm-hmm.
and read these letters that I wrote to him. Because at the end of the
Mm-hmm.
day, this is years. This is at least 5, 6 years
Mm-hmm.
of just letters.
Wow. Wow.
So yeah, just I want my story to live longer than me,
Yeah. Right. Leave
or
a legacy.
if for whatever reason I can't tell it no more, I want it to still be able to
So,
be told.
right.
And I
Right.
feel like this book was the perfect opportunity. And also what I was going through mentally, I felt like I wasn't ever going to be able to tell it.
Mm.
So
That's amazing. Well, kudos to you. Hats off to you, because, like I said, that takes a lot of courage to put your life life in a book for people for
yeah,
public consumption. You know.
I had to do a lot of explaining, like, hey, this isn't about that. But the point got across. I've gotten nothing but good feedback. So
That's
I'm very,
great.
very
Now,
excited.
when does the book drop? When does this officially become?
It has already dropped.
Oh,
The
no,
press
dope,
period,
dope.
and they're going out. I did announce it really, really early. I
Mhm,
self-published it. I did everything again by myself. So
mhm.
I did take on a little bit too much, but
Yeah.
it's here, ready. AdrianaJordan.com. I'll
Okay.
drop the link for you guys.
Yes. Yes. Please. Yes. Yes. As soon as
Yeah.
we put the episode out, make sure you definitely drop the link. Is there now? Do you do like ebook as well? Is there people can find it online or?
Yeah.
Oh,
And soon it will be available on Kindle and Apple Books. for
Okay.
purchase.
Okay. So,
And
for sure. So you have to let me know when that is so I can definitely promote that. And I'm definitely gonna get my copy because I'm looking forward to reading
I'm
it.
gonna
So
send you your copy
yes,
tonight.
yes. No, facts. Do it. I'll text you my address. I will text you my address. I would love to read it. All right. So now let's get into the good stuff. This is a sports podcast, so I definitely got to ask you some sports questions. You know, that's our origin relationship. If you guys don't
Yeah,
know, we got to know each
basketball.
other through basketball. So when did you start playing sports? Like what was your earliest like memory of you getting into, I'll say basketball in specifics. I'm sure you probably played other stuff too, but just what is your earliest memory of like basketball starting out?
I would say I did not start basketball until about third grade
Mm,
officially.
mm.
My older brother played, so it was kind of in the tracks for me. I
Yeah,
guess
yeah.
my mom played, grandpa played,
Mm-hmm.
so and they were good. They weren't just regular players. So I felt like I was destined to play
Yeah.
basketball. So I would say about third grade, I remember playing my little brother 1-on-1, and he kicked my
Oh,
butt
nice.
too.
So you had to get some payback. You had to get good so you could get some payback.
I still didn't pay him back, believe it or not. But yeah.
So that's dope. Okay, so third grade is like your first official starting. Like now, when did you like fall in love with it? Because I mean, it's one thing to play it, you know, for fun, but we all know that as people that have played against and played with real hoopers, like you know the difference between somebody that likes it and like has a passion for it. So when I feel like you were one of those people that had a passion for it because you were just too good not to. So what when did you recognize that you had like a passion just beyond just I'm doing this for fun?
I would say between going to Central basketball games,
Mm-hmm.
when Daniel Ruffin, and Sean Livingston played together. My cousin
Mm-hmm.
also played Jeff Wires. He was the point
Yes.
guard. So,
Mm-hmm.
and I was at Laux at that time.
Mm-hmm.
And shout out to Tressie, shout out to
Yes.
Dominique, shout
Yes.
out to
Yes. The
Ashley, Amber.
legends. The legends.
Man, just watching them. I came in sixth grade
Mm-hmm.
JV with them, and then watching them on varsity that next year win
Mm-hmm.
state or win
Mm-hmm.
city. I
Mm-hmm.
think we got like second or third as JV, but they
Yeah.
got first place, and
Mm-hmm.
they were just balling. They were just
Mm-hmm.
balling. And it was more so at that time and stage where I was watching other people excel,
Mm-hmm.
and I was just like, I love this game. I
Mm-hmm.
love this, and I know I love it because I love watching other people do it. You know,
Mm-hmm.
I would definitely say that Brittany Jordan.
Yes, the
I
legend
can
for
go
sure.
on. Hey,
Oh
I can
my
go
God.
on,
People
man.
don't realize we come from a lineage of a lot of great women
The
basketball
city,
players.
and the
This
city just in
this
general. The
yes.
city,
I
the
mean
city just in general.
you can go from Peoria to Champaign to Chicago to Naperville. Like I mean just all over in Illinois. We've had some really like incredible women's basketball players come from our bloodline pretty much. So it's like it's amazing and people don't really realize just how much talent is sitting there. I mean, even now, I mean, I keep up with it from here and there, and there's still like the young guns that are coming up, you know, making make
Crazy.
forging their own
I
way.
was watching Frank Williams' son with
Mm-hmm.
Illinois.
Mm-hmm.
Man, crazy.
Yeah, man. I remember watching him
Crazy.
at Manual, and I saw it already. I was like, yeah, he's gonna be a problem. So like, out of and I'm so glad I actually have you on the show because I can ask you this question. So who is your top 5 women that you saw play like in that middle school, high school range? It doesn't matter, but you're like top 5 all time, like
All time.
yeah, just all time out of what we've seen, out of the pool of talent that we just discussed, out of what we've seen, who would be your top 5? You don't have to put them in any particular order, but who's your top 5?
Thank you. Thank you for
Yes,
saying
yes, I saved
uh,
you.
Brittany Jordan, number one, my
Yeah,
cousin, Brittany
yes.
Jordan. Tracy Todd, boy,
Yes, yes, yes.
a fool.
There was
Thea
nothing
Burns,
Trusty couldn't do. There was
nothing,
nothing Trusty couldn't do.
literally nothing. Uh, Thea Burns, for
hmm
sure.
hmm
Bianca, I can't remember her last
Bianca
name.
Ward. Bianca
Wood.
Ward.
Oh
Oh my
man,
God.
a fool,
Nobody wanted
a
to see
fool.
Bianca Ward. Nobody wanted to see her.
And I've never seen my mom play in person. Well, besides, just like playing around. But I looked at some stats. I've heard some stories, and my
Oh
mama,
yeah, I heard your mom was nice.
DJ,
I
yeah.
heard your mom was nice.
This a quick top 5. Definitely missing some people, but yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
for sure. Yeah, I definitely have to agree with you on Brittany Jordan being number 1 because she was incredible. She was incredible. Like,
I can tell lineage. That's my
man,
cousin.
oh man, because woo, the things that she could. I mean, at her size, the way she was able to move, was just like I had never seen a post player move like that before. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like somebody that was just quick on their feet, could do anything, could shoot from anywhere, could pass, could. I mean, yeah, she was like the pre-Tressie, like, because it was her, and then Tressie came.
Smaller.
But Tressie was smaller and probably Tressie was
Brittany smaller. Tressie's thinner.
Thinner,
smaller.
yeah.
Tressie got that little height on her, but yeah, definitely some greats out the P for sure.
Oh, for sure. So, I know you said you played in Illinois, you played in Vegas. What would you say, like, that you took away from both of those experiences, like playing in Illinois and then playing in Vegas? Like, was it any tougher either way, or?
Oh no, what?
No,
I hated playing out here. I hated playing out here. Yeah, I feel like Vegas, Nevada is more of a football state. I realized that once I got out here, they're more of a football state. Football games more so packed up and football recruit. And the P is in Illinois period is more so basketball. I'm not sure if it's because Jordan or like you said, we all hooped. Everybody hooped, and we all had talent. Not just out there doing it for fun. So yeah, I would say that's the biggest difference. So that the talent level definitely differed between the two.
Okay, that's interesting. Just because sometimes people feel like when they leave Illinois and they go play somewhere else, it's like it's stiffer competition, or like we kind of
like it depends on where. It depends on where.
Yeah, and I feel like we kind of carry this badge of like because I mean in Illinois, like when you hoop, like it's tough. Like you don't get anything easy. Like you gotta earn your stride. Yeah.
To being a hooper.
Absolutely. Yeah, like somebody's gonna want you to prove it. You have to show and prove every time. So it's like, I mean, even out here when I play around just for fun, like I feel like I gotta carry that with me. Like I'm just like, I can't. It's
my family don't even play with me.
Like, please leave me alone. Like, please leave me.
My big cousins, the big 7'6", don't even attitude that. Yeah, this ain't the game. This is a competition.
Oh yeah, you've calmed down a lot, because young Adri was a firecracker. This new Adri's all peaceful and So okay, so now I want to stay on Central just for a quick second, because I know you and I were having this conversation the other day about some of the drills that we had to do back in the day.
Man. Shout out to Meach.
Man, shout out to Meach forever. If you played at Central and you had Coach Meach as a coach, you need to thank him for how your legs look, because I know they still look intact because of that man right there. So I had somebody ask me, because they saw our conversation, they were like, well, what are dirty dozens? Can you please explain to the people the tragedy, that just the horribleness that is dirty dozens, please? Because every time I think about it, God, it's the worst drill I think I've ever had to do as a basketball player. So can you please explain to the people what that is?
Man. Okay, so half of the team, you got the free throw line, right? Don't go up to the top.
Yeah, nope.
Go up there to the 3-point line. Ain't nobody up there.
Nope.
The bottom half, free throw line. Half of the team on one side, half the team on the other side. 12, you start at the top. 30 dozen, you start at the dozen. 1, 2, 3, 4. I might even be doing this wrong. It might be.
Yeah, I think it's one. Yeah, one back and then back again, and that's
We went to Central. We ain't go to Maine.
We did not. Please let these people know. Please let these people know.
The blessed challenge. Real love.
No, for real.
too low. And you start at 12, then you stop. Once you get down to 0, then the other side go, but you can't stand up.
No,
You gotta stay in defensive stance.
You gotta be
Go all
full
the way
squat, full squat.
down. Full squat, full defensive slide.
Yeah,
Central slide.
yes, no standing on your tippy toes, no rocking back and forth, feet planted, full squat.
And that's after the stairs. That's after the stairs.
That's after the stairs.
Stairs was after we done ran the Forest Hill.
Woo! Yeah, that for oh my
I missed
god.
it a little bit. I do miss it a little bit.
Yeah, because I was forever in shape, always. Just because conditioning alone, not even just practice itself, like conditioning alone was treacherous. Like if you got through conditioning, then there was nothing that could stop you once the season came. Yeah,
like not just on the court, in life. Nothing can stop you in life, in the classroom, at work, in a relationship. Nothing.
Nothing. Like if you gotta understand, I've been through way worse. I've been through way worse.
It built some character, though. Definitely built some character.
Oh, yeah. I definitely agree with that. I think Coach Meach's way of coaching, and not even just coaching, but the way that he, outside of being a coach, was like a father figure to us all, whether, you know what I'm saying, whatever your situation was at home. Like I think that shaped a lot of us, because if you look at it, what all the girls that come from that central lineage, like we were all doing something like really positive and like really great. And like, like we're like striving for, so much more than just what we're supposed to have, you know what I mean? So I think his way of coaching definitely played a part in that.
Definitely.
So moving on from that, are you keeping up with the NBA at all right now? Because I know you're a mom, so I know, and you got 1,000 things going on. So do you have any time to keep up with the NBA at all?
To sit down and watch a game, no. To catch highlights, Sports Center, yes, I do find that time. And I am excited about the baby ball. Who is it?
LaMelo?
Yeah,
yes.
I'm very excited for him. So I need to sit down and watch him. Yes, I do. I saw he play with his brother last night. Recently, I saw they played.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. I would have wanted to see. So I've been thinking about pulling that up. Nowadays we don't have to live broadcast.
No.
So I'm glad you reminded me, because I did look into that yesterday. I have not been keeping up, but I am excited about a few players, and he's definitely one.
Okay, so what outside of him, what are some other players that you're excited about, that you keeping an eye
on? Honestly, I'm a big LeBron fan.
Facts. We are one and the same in that.
The Lakers. So once he made that move, I kind of was like,
Yeah. Same.
Yeah, and then they got the ring. Once they got the ring, I was like, yeah, all right, not too much for me to see right now. I do want to sit down and watch the Nets. Okay. The new team with them, KD, Kyrie, and James Harden. I do want to watch them. I haven't sat down and watched them, so I'm excited to do that also.
Yes, for sure.
So yeah, LeBron, of course, and he's not in the NBA yet, but I'm ready for Bronny. I'm ready to see
what?
I'm ready for Bronny. For sure.
I
would say more so as far as anticipation and watching. I really want to see what Illinois do this March. I know they're in the NBA, but I really want to see what Illinois does this March.
Yes. I think I'm glad that you brought that up too, because I'm interested also as to see what they do, because they have a really good team actually this year. And they haven't had, like, Illinois hasn't really had like a confident team in like a while. Like the last time we really had something to talk about with Illinois, I think when DJ was there. Shout out DJ Richardson, another Central legend. Shout out. But yeah, I think that's the last time that Illinois really had anything to talk about as far as like their team. So I'm definitely interested to see what goes on with them. Now, being that you live in Vegas, do you keep up with UNLV, like their college basketball team at all, or?
A little, but for the most part, it's been a little negative news from outside of basketball with UNLV. I'm more so, though, I like to go and watch them live. That's my alumni.
Yes.
I'm alumni. So Class of 2014. Shout out to my dogs. But
For sure.
yeah, so I like to watch them in person,
Oh,
along with the
nice.
football games. Yeah, I'm not gonna sit down and watch them. I'm gonna pull up.
Yes,
So
for sure.
I'm really just waiting. This COVID madness has made every.
Man.
I
Oh.
feel like my whole mind, because I'm just thinking about basketball right now, and I'm like,
Mhm.
man, it's so different now. Like,
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
just to watch it is not even the same. Like the
No, it's not.
crowds,
No, no.
lineups, even just watching them doing crazy stuff while the national anthem is going on. So
Hmm.
I haven't really sat down and just thought about how much, as far as entertainment and
Hmm.
has changed.
Hmm.
So I haven't gotten a UNLV game in about a year and a half. So
Hmm. Yeah,
I need.
that's yeah, no, I'm interested to see when the world opens back up and we can actually go back to these sporting events, like what it's gonna be like. Because I'm sure at first it's probably not gonna be the same experience that you're used to of everybody all together and
Hopefully more exhilarating. Hopefully more
yeah,
exhilarating.
I hope so. I hope people don't take it for granted. You know what I mean?
I
So
definitely feel like I did. I definitely feel like I did.
yeah, I think we took a lot of things for granted before COVID, and now we're starting to realize like maybe we should have appreciated this a little bit more. Like
Little things, the
yes,
small things.
indeed, indeed. So I wanted to ask you too. I know you said you haven't really been keeping up with the NBA, so I'll kind of give you a brief of the situation. So basically, what's kind of going on right now is there was a conversation between Shaq and Donovan Mitchell,
Mm.
and I
Participate
think
a little bit.
yeah, I think Donovan Mitchell had just scored like 36 points and like 12 assists, like something crazy. Like he had like a triple double. They won the game, and Shaq had been critical of him and like other younger players, and pretty much making his comments public. And he asked him, he interviewed him, and he basically said like, I love your game, but I don't think you have what it takes to take your game to the next level. To his face, respectfully, but I mean, that was what he said. So Donovan basically in return was just like, all right. And so he was like, well, he asked him like, what is your response to that? And so Donovan was just like, all right, I mean, that's your opinion basically. And so he was like, that's all you have to say. And he was like, yeah, like, all right. And he was like, all right, respect, love your game. So outside of that, do you think that older players are do you think they kind of cross the line between constructive criticism and like almost hating, or do you think that this generation maybe is taking what they say in a negative, or being too sensitive basically and taking it in a negative light? Because Brian and Katie were pretty much saying like they kind of cross that line of constructive criticism on into hating, because it comes off as, or they present it as criticism, but it's hate, underlining hate basically. So what do you think in
I
regard?
feel like it's the opposite. I feel like it's criticism.
Mm-hmm.
However, I do feel like he did not maybe go about it properly.
Mm-hmm.
The face to face and then the words
Mm-hmm.
used in exchange.
Mm-hmm.
Then I would say, maybe he should came with a better tone,
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
and then I would be a little confused if I was Donovan. It's like, I've definitely bought my team playoff contending.
Mm-hmm.
I've contended, and
Mm-hmm.
I've been a role player
Mm-hmm.
in these situations because it's
Mm-hmm.
happened more than once. So I would be a little confused as to, okay, sir, what's the next level?
Yeah.
But I do feel like it was a little bit of ego coming from
Mm-hmm.
Shaq.
Mm-hmm.
Um, in a sense, I don't think it was hate
Mm-hmm.
necessarily, and I more so think it was to push him,
Mm-hmm.
to question, hey, well, all right, well, what's the next level?
Mm-hmm.
What do you suggest?
Mm-hmm.
What are you seeing? What exactly are you
Yeah.
seeing?
Yeah.
I
What do you
really
mean
feel
by
like
that?
it was
Yeah.
a meet in the middle,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
between criticism, because it was criticism, but it was pretty negative.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
The way it came out, the way it came across, I
Mm-hmm.
feel like there was a much better way to say it. But to say that he's hating, I don't see that. That's two totally different positions.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what has Donovan accomplished that Shaq hasn't? You feel
Yeah.
me?
Right.
So,
Right. Right.
so I do feel like there's a fine line, but they did meet at that line.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Do you think that older players are too critical of the newer players? Like, do you think that they are too maybe aggressive in their approach as far as their criticism for the younger generation?
I wouldn't say so,
No.
because as a basketball player, I feel like no matter how it was said to me, because I've had some disrespectful stuff said to me.
Absolutely.
I feel Tasha is my blood sister. Like, that's my sister. So,
Yes.
she's gonna talk
Oh,
crazy to me if I'm doing something crazy. So
absolutely.
I feel like it's necessary. You just literally, as the one giving the criticism and as the one taking the criticism, you have to take the ego out of it. Feel
Mm.
me?
Mm-hmm.
That's what life in general. You have to
Mm-hmm.
take the ego out
Mm-hmm.
of your thought process, your perspective, your tone, your way with words. Just,
Mm-hmm.
and from each side of the
Yes.
coin.
Yes. Absolutely. I agree with that in a sense, just because I mean we've had pretty much some of the same kind of coaches. Like every coach that I've ever had has challenged me in some way.
Yeah, I couldn't stand
And
not one of them, but I
not
loved
man, and I mean, if you ask me as absolutely, if you ask me as an adult today, I, like you said, I love every last one of them. I would vouch for every last coach that I've ever had. In that time frame, though, like you said, I hated them. I couldn't stick, because it's like, who are you talking to? First of all, like,
why are you
but
doing this?
yeah, but
60.
no, seriously. But as a woman now, going through just life in general, like I said, being coached by, I'll just use Coach Reach for an example. Being coached by him, there's not a whole lot you can say to me. You know what I'm saying? As far as criticism goes, like, I've heard. I mean, he's gotten on me. You know what I'm saying? To the point where, like, I was like a shell of myself. But I knew it was coming from a place of love. I knew it was coming from, because he cared, and he knew that I had better than what I was giving at that particular moment. And
Exactly.
I often
He
say,
was pulling it out of you.
yeah, and I often say, like, a lot of these younger kids that are coming up now, they couldn't have been coached by Coach Means.
Mm-mm.
They could not survive a practice,
Mm-mm.
not even just a practice, a conditioning or an open gym with Coach Means, because our open gyms were
A weight
practices.
room session.
Yeah, like
Oh,
our open
you wouldn't be able to hang. Mm-mm.
no, our open gyms were practices, basically. Like, they weren't even a tryout. Like, you had to come prepared
It's
to
a
do.
competition.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
You
So it's
trying to
like,
take somebody's spot.
no, for sure. So it's like, I feel like you said, that there's a line, and I feel like sometimes those lines meet. I do feel like, however, there are certain instances, for instance, for Bron, like, I feel like people go over that line like, they go out of their way to overly criticize him, in my opinion, just because, I mean, and I guess that comes with being LeBron James, but it's like, sometimes it's like, it gets excessive to me.
They have to
Uh,
find a flaw.
yeah, like, you have to find something wrong. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, can he just not be great? Like, can he just? But I mean, what do you think about that? Like, as far as, like, how we criticize our greats, like, as far as, like, the goats of any sport, like, how we critique them. What do you feel about that?
I feel like, as I just stated, we look for things to be wrong because it's
Yeah.
like just like in life, just like in a relationship, with a
Mm-hmm.
friendship, with
Mm-hmm.
a new job. Oh, this is too good to be.
Yeah.
We say
Yeah.
it. And we do that in life. We
Mm-hmm.
do that in life. And a lot of people do that because they're better. Their player isn't LeBron James.
Yeah.
And your favorite player is the best in
Mm-hmm.
your eyes.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't matter their skill, it doesn't matter what they can or
Mm-hmm.
can't. And a lot of people feel like it's a competition, whereas, all right, there's the greatest scorer, there's the greatest rebounder, there's the greatest defensive player, the greatest six man, but the all-time greatest, like all around great. This man is even great outside of basketball.
Yeah. That
Like,
part. That
he
part.
can't mess up outside of basketball. Like, somebody tells him to shut up and dribble, and he shut it up, dribble, opened up a school, funded the school, funded the families, named the documentary
Mm-hmm.
after the
Mm-hmm.
shut up and dribble
Mm-hmm.
slogan. So it's just like, I feel like some people, not all,
Mm-hmm.
and not every day, every second of the day, but
Mm-hmm.
some people don't like to see someone excelling or doing better than them. We're
Mm-hmm.
talking about basketball right now,
Mm-hmm.
but so let's put this in a basketball situation. All right, okay, yeah, that's your favorite player. He's okay. but my favorite player,
Yeah,
and that's
right, right,
hard, you know,
right,
it's a
right, right.
it's competitions,
Mm-hmm.
not necessary, but hey, it is what it is. LeBron is the GOAT. It's just numerically proven, statistically proven,
It is what it is, people. It is what it
just
is.
all around in life, you know,
It,
as a basketball player, as a business owner, as a man, as a husband, as a father, you know, and I feel like we need to start appreciating these people, rather
mm-hmm,
it's someone right next door, a teacher, an old coach, a
mm-hmm,
famous person. We need
mm-hmm.
to show these people our gratefulness and appreciation while they're here.
Absolutely.
Because this, as you said earlier, once it's gone, we gonna start thinking like, oh my gosh, I did not appreciate that. You know?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's absolutely true. And that's funny that you say that. The last time that I saw Coach Meach before I moved out to California, I think me and Zare, we went to open gym, and he didn't. Zare had been going, but I had kind of been putting it off. But so I finally came, and he was in the midst of coaching, and like it was like towards the end, so we missed it. But I just walked up behind him and tapped him on the shoulder, and he turned around and he gave me the biggest hug, and it was just the coolest feeling, because I hadn't seen Coach in years. I hadn't seen him, I hadn't talked to him, not because there was any beef or anything. It was just life happens and we going, our different ways. But it was just amazing to give him that love and that appreciation, and just to let him know, like, like he changed my life. Like he,
In return, just
yeah,
to
well,
see that big,
absolutely.
that energy was just like, oh
Oh
my gosh,
man,
you miss me.
man, no, seriously, honestly, it was so pure, and it was just like, I had to let him know, like, he had played such a big part in the way that I am and the way that I operate, and even the way that I talk about sports. You know what I'm saying? Like, he played a part in that. So
You found your passion before
mhm,
then,
yeah,
because you played at Laux, and
yeah,
so you found your passion before then, but he put purpose to
mm-hmm,
your passion. He gave purpose and the
mm-hmm.
pain,
Oh yeah, oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Never
but
forget
he gave
that.
purpose to your passion, and he
Mm-hmm,
gave you your why,
mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, he definitely did. But it was very just a great moment that I'll just never forget, to able, like you said, to give him his flowers in that moment. So I don't ever have to be like, oh, I should have told him how much like he knows, just to know that he knows that I appreciate him in that light. Like, that made me feel just, amazing. Um, because he's a great guy, great coach. Like you said, he's gonna put you through pain, but when you look back on it, you
it's
appreciate it,
gonna
because
all make sense
oh yeah,
one
for
day.
sure, you can put,
One day.
absolutely, you can put it all together. Now, have you been following Giannis at all? Like, do you have any thoughts on him? Like, have you, because I know you don't watch a lot of games, but
Yeah, I mean, like I just stated, talking about those people. I'm kind of one of those people. When they came out, years ago, not
mhm.
recently, but calling him the new LeBron and da da da, I don't like that.
Yeah, me
I ain't
either. I was
made
gonna
me
say,
feel some type of way. So,
yeah,
and
I was
then
gonna
I
say.
was gonna say he ended up. We was worried about them a couple times. We was worried about the Bucks, I
Oh
believe so.
yeah, I think it was last year. The
Yeah,
first time we played them, they smashed us.
yeah. So,
Yeah,
I would say a couple times in the playoffs when he was in Cleveland too.
yeah, oh
So
yeah, yeah.
yeah. So I mean, he's great.
Mm-hmm.
He is a great player. I do like to watch him
Mm-hmm.
because he's a freak. He's
Yeah,
phenomenal.
yeah.
Everybody can't move like that. Like you
No,
were saying
no.
earlier, big like that. Everybody can't
Mm-hmm.
move like that and just totally dominate. So I do definitely like to watch him play. But
Mm-hmm.
there's no comparison to Bronny. He ain't up
Yeah,
there yet.
nah,
So.
he's
So I
not
think
there
he's some
yet.
type of way, a little bit,
Yes,
but
yes.
he's definitely a great player. Um, I think he should leave, but
I see. I
it's
think the
none of my
same thing.
business. I'm not a GM. It's none
No,
of my business.
but
I just want him to, get them accolades, them big accolades.
no, for sure, and I think the same thing. But I definitely think he should have left for a few reasons. Because for one, nobody's coming to Milwaukee.
Mm.
Like, nobody now, no free agent's gonna be like, you know what? No matter how good he is, like, they're not gonna come to Milwaukee. Milwaukee's not a desirable free agent market. Period. It just isn't.
And they
And
need to build around him. And that's even with coaching.
mhm,
That's with coaching. They have to, there's players that you need to build around, and he's
mhm,
one. And
mhm,
I don't really pay attention much to Milwaukee, but I
mhm.
just don't see that for them in
No.
these past 3-4 years. I haven't
Mhm,
seen it.
mhm.
Um, so I wouldn't be surprised. But
Yeah, I mean, he did just sign that big contract, so I mean,
yeah.
they locked him in for at least a couple years.
But I'm saying I wouldn't be surprised if he
Oh yeah,
in
oh
the same
yeah,
boat he's
oh
been
yeah,
in
oh yeah. He
the
might
past
pull.
couple of years, as far as
Mm-hmm.
advancing past
Yeah.
this stage and
Hmm.
playoffs and da da da.
Yeah, he
But
might
I
pull a
mean,
James Harden.
best hopes, best hopes.
Yes. Now, I am not too far from the Bay Area, of course. So I see a lot of Warriors basketball. Any thoughts on the Warriors?
Unfortunately,
Unfortunately, unfortunately, yes. Uh,
man.
any thoughts on the Warriors and just we'll do it like this actually. So thoughts on Steph Curry, because you young Adri were a shooter back in your day. If anybody knows Adri Jordan, they know jump shot was crazy. It has always been, and I'm sure it still is. What are your thoughts on Steph and just how he's been able to change the game pretty much?
Like I said, you have your greatest of all time, and then you have your greats of
Mm-hmm.
great.
Mm-hmm.
You got Ray Allen, you got
Mm-hmm.
Reggie
Mm-hmm.
Miller,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't know. Steph just, maybe he has a little more of the new age, because
Mm-hmm.
basketball changes, the
Mm-hmm.
swag changes, the in
Mm-hmm.
and out change, the Euro stuff, So maybe that's the biggest difference, but he's a 3-point shooter, yes, but he's something special also. He's very,
Mm-hmm.
very special. I do not like the Warriors. I do
No,
not.
girl, me either.
He's something special. He's something special, and I
Very
don't know if
transcendent,
it's
yeah.
the elevation of the game in entirety, or
Mm-hmm.
just the way he plays it.
Mm.
But I watch him as long as he's not playing LeBron.
For sure. Same. Yeah, he actually just passed, I think, Reggie Miller the other day for 3 pointers made. So he's second on the list. He's right behind Ray Allen now. I think Steph is one of the greatest shooters of all time. Honestly, I don't know about greatest players just as of yet. I think he still has just a smidge more to prove in that regard. But as far as like greatest shooter of all time, I think he could go down as being one of the. I mean, because think about it, nobody was taking like the long three, the super long
Mm,
three until Steph. Like
mm-mm.
it, and he was one of those people where I mean, when he passes
No
half court, you
hesitation.
gotta you have to pick him up. Like you gotta pick him up half court, or it's gonna be a long night for you. So but yeah, I think he'll go down as one of the greats eventually if he keeps on this same trajectory of success that he's had so far. It's just as long as we can keep him at 3 rings and no more, then I'll be perfectly fine with that. We don't
Right?
need we don't need nothing else, or at least just let Brown get 6, and then we could just we'll call it even.
He will. He will.
Oh, for sure. So I do want to ask you too, because like I mentioned in the beginning of the show, you said you're from the East Coast, from Harlem. That influenced your swag, and you always
One
had it.
second. Give me
All
one
right,
second,
go
because
ahead.
my son done woke up now.
Brief intermission. Can I help you, sir? Yeah, I am. I'll be down in a second.
He know I'm busy, so
Yeah, so he got to make sure
I
he
be
got to see
playing
what
the
you.
game.
Yeah, you got to see what he doing. So what I was saying is, like you said, you're from Harlem, that influenced a lot of your swag. And another thing that I remember about you, is the shoe game. So I have to ask you, what is your top 5 favorite sneakers all time?
All time. Jordan 17,
Okay,
Air Max 95, any colorway.
classic. You got to
Any
do those.
colorway. High tops, Air Force One.
Hmm.
Now mids are cool, but I'm high top
Oh
type
yeah,
of girl.
yeah, indeed.
Strap in the back.
Yes,
Uh, boy, beef and broccoli's.
beef and broccoli. It's okay.
Timberlands, definitely a top five. Then last pair. I want to say something, more new. I like them Yeezys that just dropped.
The colorful ones, like the orange and
Yeah, and like
yeah,
tealish
yeah,
blue.
yeah. Those are
Green.
dope.
I like
Those
those,
are
and I haven't been a real big Yeezy fan,
no
but
me either.
I like those a lot.
Yeah, yeah. Those are dope. I actually was just looking at those the other day. Um, Yeah, those are dope. Those are probably the only Yeezys as far as like on Adidas that I've liked.
Same.
I like the Red Octobers when he was with Nike. I still want those. If I could ever get my hands on those, I definitely would would drop a bag for those because
And
those were
I'm gonna say, just get your bags ready. Be
yeah.
prepared.
Because oh man,
Get your bags ready. But yeah, my Jordan 17s, my all black Jordan 17s it's my favorite pair. Top number one.
So what made them your favorite pair? Like why is that the one that stands out above all of them?
They just different. I was into I've been into shoes.
Yes, for sure. As
Been
long as
into
I know you.
for as long as I can remember, in a sense. So I would say the whole sneakerhead community and that bothered me in a sense because it got harder to get just
Girl,
just walk in or catch a
listen.
pair of shoes on sale because I'm real big on going to the Nike outlet. Real big.
Man, oh my
Nike,
God.
yeah, get 2-3 pair of shoes for 150. So
Yeah.
so the hype beast really
Ruined it. Ruined the
in
sneaker
a
game.
sense. So once my 17s, I got them in the, when Jordan was making the packages. I got them with my Carmines. That's another top, I would say
Oh
top
yeah,
10.
Carmine sixes for
My
sure.
Carmine sixes, yeah. So my 17s came with them.
Oh
And
nice.
I think they came together. Yeah, 17, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, gotta make 23. Yeah, they came together. And I don't know. I got the package for the Carmines. I really just wanted the Carmines. I didn't even care. And believe it or not, I got that package on sale for like 140.
Oh nice.
But it was around the time where the hype beast started populating, and nobody, just like I didn't pay no attention to those, nobody was paying attention to them.
Yeah.
And I remember them coming out when I was younger, and I wanted them. And my sneaker problem comes from growing up. I was the only girl in my mom's household. So I got K-Swiss, my brother. We stood in line for J's every Saturday, every other Saturday morning, but then I'm getting a pair of Reeboks, a K-Swiss. So my mom kind of, traumatized me. And so once I got old enough, started picking out my own shoes, I'm like, I want them Forces and them J's.
Yeah, yeah.
So, yeah, I was more so, I wanted the shoe that everybody wasn't wearing. You know what I'm saying? I like to stand out in a sense.
Yeah.
Not necessarily for attention, but I don't like to fit in at the same time. And I wanted the all white, black, and the Laney
Oh, the
17s.
lady
And
17.
when I was younger, I wasn't able to get them. So once I realized that I had the all black ones, I was like, man, these are thick.
Yeah, that's dope.
The suede stuff. Yeah. So in a sense, just trying to stand out.
I hear you. So what's your favorite shoe to hoop in?
Not no pro models, I tell you that.
Oh, girl, I was just about to say, you want to know the worst shoe to hoop in is the Medina Pro models.
Definitely pro models.
Oh, man.
My favorite shoe to hoop in was, what was it called? I think I still have them. They are some Team J's. I still have them. They are. Let me go get them real quick.
Yeah. Let's get an exclusive. Let's see what you got. We're getting all the exclusives today. This is what's up. Do, do, do. We are getting the exclusives today. About to see what's popping with the Team J's. Now, this is interesting, being that she's a sneakerhead and she got Team J's, because I don't particularly care for Team J's, but we'll see which
This
ones.
is my shoe from my senior year.
Okay. Okay, so those aren't bad. Cause
It was like I believe they like team 15s.
okay. See, those aren't bad because I'm not really a fan of Team Jordans. But those aren't bad.
Yeah, this was definitely,
That's
yeah,
probably
I
one of
think
the
they
better
were
Team
like
Jordans that I've seen.
Jordan SE or something like that,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
they're not a retro. But when I seen them at the
Mhm.
mall, I had to get them, and they were definitely just, as far as protection, still lightweight, still
Mhm.
covered the ankle. Yeah.
Mhm. Oh yeah,
I,
as a hooper, you need shoes with ankle support.
yeah, these new shoes nowadays, I'll be wondering like, where your ankle brace at?
Man, no, seriously. Oh my God.
I did be
I don't
wondering. I
know.
thought it was just me. Thought it was
Listen,
just
I know it's me too, because I literally wonder how Kevin Durant has snapped his ankle in half more than once. Like, because he literally hoops in all low tops.
yeah.
And I'm like, there's no way.
Got my Easter
No.
KD.
Yeah,
Oh,
like there's no way.
myself hooping in those.
What?
That's those are fashion shoes for me. But again,
Absolutely.
that's the New York
Absolutely.
in me. That's the New York. Like
Well,
you at one point in time, you go to New York, you see 10 niggas on the subway with LeBrons on. Fashion. Not even
yeah.
playing.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I don't. The only
Fashion.
the only bronze I think I've ever hooped in, because all the bronze that I do get, I like you said, they're fashion shoes. Like I don't hoop in them or anything. I don't hoop in them. The only ones that I actually hooped in was the LeBron Soldier 10, like with the strap.
Mm-hmm.
Those are one of the most comfortable basketball shoes I think I've ever played in. Like, and that those are the only bronze though that I would hoop in. The rest of them, like you said, are fashion shoes. Like
Fashion. Yeah.
I could never hoop in some LeBrons. They don't even feel comfortable to hoop in.
That's how I feel about a lot of the basketball shoes nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
But I thought it was just me. So
Oh no, not at all. The Kyries aren't bad either. The Kyries aren't bad either. They got some ankle support on them too.
okay.
If you hoop in the Kyries.
Um, yes, my son had a pair when he was young.
Mm-hmm.
I do remember. Yeah, I believe so.
So yeah, those aren't bad. So as a hooper, what is one of your favorite like basketball memories? Like it could be yourself or something that you've seen from somebody else, but like what's your favorite basketball memory?
My cousins winning state with Central. I believe it was 2012. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I came into town for that from school.
Mm-hmm.
I was in college. I came into town for that.
Mm-hmm.
My uncle twin had just passed. So it was a tough time for the family. So to see them, and he had a big part in the coaching staff. Him and
Mm-hmm.
Ruff, best friends,
Yeah.
best friends, on
Mm-hmm.
and off out the basketball gym.
Mm-hmm.
So to see them,
Mm-hmm.
I feel like give that to him
Mm-hmm.
because I'm sure he was there
Oh
with
yeah, for
us.
sure, for
To
sure.
see them give that to Ruff after
Mm-hmm.
him losing him at such a time, and
Mm-hmm.
then it was my family too. I had
Yeah.
two cousins. I had like three cousins on the team.
Mm-hmm.
My a girl cousin was a cheerleader, and then her boyfriend played. So
Mm-hmm.
just seeing them,
Mm-hmm.
I've never. To be honest, I don't think I've ever won state. I've won a couple Nike tournament
Yeah.
championships or
Yeah.
uh, a few things here and there, but
Mm-hmm.
to see them win state, and then in Illinois, as we just spoke on earlier, that
Mm-hmm.
it's a basketball state. It's
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
and Central. I went to
Yeah.
Central, in and
Yes.
out, but I played for Central. My brother
Yeah.
played for Central. My
Mm-hmm.
family played, my dad, uncles, So that felt really, really good, just being
Yeah.
there, front row, front row.
Dope. That's an amazing memory. I didn't know that you came for that. That's pretty cool to see. Yeah, I was pretty juiced when we went state that year too. That was a dope moment for us because we hadn't been downstate since Sean
Exactly.
Livingston
And
left.
that was the last time I was there. So
Yeah.
we'll be
Mm-hmm.
back. It felt really, really good.
Dope. So do you keep up at all with like any girls basketball out where you're at or at all? Is there like anything going on with that or no?
If we have, like I said, the competition level out here is just,
Not good. Yeah.
man. Unless we talking AAU, AAU
Okay.
basketball, that's a whole nother level.
Right. Right.
But as far as high school, we have two dominant schools out here:
Mm-hmm.
Centennial High School and Bishop Gorman High School.
Oh
One
yeah.
is
I
a
love
private
Bishop Gorman.
school.
Mhm.
Yeah, one is a private school, and they dominate. They dominate. Like literally, at one point in time, they put a threshold on the whole county basketball girls because Centennial was beating people by 70 and 80 points.
Oh
So
wow.
yeah. So yeah, I still keep up with them.
Mm-hmm.
I actually just interviewed for a position at my old high school
Nice.
last summer. I wasn't able to take it, but it was a good opportunity for me to
Mm-hmm.
be back, in my home and in a sense, my space.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, the competition out here is no real competition. So when I
Mm-hmm.
do I'm seeing, a new recruit, a
Mm-hmm.
new signing, or
Mm-hmm.
the real big news.
Mm-hmm. Now, would you ever be into like coaching or anything like that, or yeah?
I called myself getting the AAU team last year.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
it didn't work out because I was rushing, but
Yeah.
I definitely see myself coaching. I feel like I'm just in life. I feel like that's something I'm good at is,
Mm-hmm.
I'm good at taking direction also and
Mm-hmm.
following direction.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's what makes me a good coach. So
Mm-hmm.
definitely as far as basketball, once my son is older, for sure. Right
Mm-hmm.
now, testing the waters, he's more of a soccer player, but
Oh, okay.
definitely
He
once
got he
he
got time. He got
gets the
time.
ball, yeah, once he gets the ball in his hands and he starts feeling it, definitely.
Oh,
I
for sure.
can't wait. I can't wait.
Absolutely. So, as far as everything that you got going on, what are some things that we could be besides the book? What are some things that we could be looking for from you coming in the next coming months, or what do you got coming up next?
I would say expect the unexpected
Okay.
because there's like a million ideas that run through my head, and literally, some days I just wake up like, let's do it.
Mm-hmm.
It's no reason to just sit on it. So if I think about something 2 or 3 times, oh, I'm gonna make it happen.
Mm-hmm.
But recently, I've been working with a big rap artist out here
Mm.
in Las Vegas for the release of his merchandise. So
Okay.
social media management and graphic designing as far
Mm-hmm.
as his merchandise. So that's
That's
really,
dope.
really big. I
That's
posted
dope.
a little snippet,
Okay.
but so next month, February
Yeah.
21st, be on the
Okay.
lookout.
Cool.
But
So a little.
the
That's
team thing.
that's what's
Yeah.
up. So little hidden gem. I remember you used to rap. They used to do that.
I was gonna say that mixtape coming soon. Mixtape coming soon. You just never know.
No, seriously. And this is
They
not.
all in the vote. It's all in the vote. Just hidden and locked away. Just found out I didn't even know. Where's
Oh
my check?
wow.
Where's my check?
What? Oh yeah, no, we need royalties. We need to see who we needed to talk
Yeah, so
to.
yeah, you just never know. Cause like I said, the mixtape,
Hmm.
I love music. I love music from
Way back. I remember
looking
that.
at how a producer produces and make
Hmm.
a beat to engineering to
Hmm.
getting in the studio to
Hmm.
getting in the booth and actually spitting.
Hmm.
So yeah, you definitely just never know with that. Might drop a
Yeah.
feature or something, you just never know.
Yeah, we need that. The streets need that. Like I said, I remember back in the day, used to be freestyling on the bus and stuff. These is real bars too, not like just no play. Like she was like really going at people. Like, so I need y'all to understand,
Yeah,
it's not a
that's how
game.
I feel though, because I feel like if I do that, then I gotta be ready. You gotta be
Oh
ready for that
yeah.
because I'm a little good at it. I'm not just out there just
Oh
talking
no, not at all. This is
at it. So
no, not
I
at
gotta
all.
be there.
That's not even me trying to be funny. I'm being completely serious. Like you definitely had skill. And I remember when you moved and you were out in Vegas, you were like on MySpace and stuff, and you had like, little songs that you would drop here and there. I'm like, look at this one over here
Oh
dropping
gosh, the memories.
back in day. I was like, who she think? I'm like, who she thinks she is dropping songs? No, that was dope though. That's cool. So I'm glad to hear that. So you're just really about your entrepreneurship pretty much at this point. It's from what it sounds
Any
like.
way I can without having to answer to the man.
Absolutely. Now, what advice would you give to like young up and coming entrepreneurs that's coming up and then maybe see what you're doing or trying to do something like you're doing? Like what advice would you give them?
Number one, hit me up.
Facts. Start
Help
there.
you
Start there.
in ways you'll never know. You might even be able to help me.
Mm-hmm.
And just keep going.
Mm-hmm.
Keep going. Never give up. Because there's going to be so many obstacles, so many trials, tribulations, and just drama.
Mm-hmm.
But whatever it is, whether you clocking in still and you getting ready to stop clocking out, whether you a teacher, whether it's parenting, because I feel like that's my number one job is being a
Mm-hmm.
mother.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, just always keep going because someone is always watching you. It
For
could be
sure.
your kids, it could be a little girl, your next
Mm-hmm.
door neighbor. You just never know who's watching you. And
Mm-hmm.
I've learned that, like I said earlier, I've been looking for support and gratification in all of the wrong places when it's right here in
Mm-hmm.
front of me,
Mm-hmm.
from strangers,
Mm-hmm.
from past friends, from old friends and
Mm-hmm.
relatives and people I haven't talked to, but the people that I see every day,
Mm-hmm.
in a sense, will discourage me or
Mm-hmm.
belittle me. And I have to look past it like, okay, thank you for your
Mm-hmm.
criticism. Because at the end of the day,
Mm-hmm.
no matter how it was said or what was said, I acknowledge that it's criticism. I take what I can from it and I
Mm-hmm.
keep going.
Absolutely.
Always keep going. And
Absolutely.
always remember your inner G, whether it's your inner God, your male, or your inner goddess.
Mm-hmm.
Always remember your inner G, your power
Mm-hmm.
inside.
Absolutely. That's great advice. That's actually really, really great advice. I needed to hear that myself. So I appreciate you dropping that gem. I am a big fan of giving people their flowers when I talk to them and when I see them or whatever the case may be. And like I said, you've been a friend of mine for quite some time. We've pretty much grown up together, even if we were in the same vicinity or from from afar.
Everywhere. We grew up together.
Yeah, we grew up together in so many words, but I just want to say that I'm super proud of you and everything that you're doing, and it's really dope to see a young Black woman around my age that's going for everything that she's going for and being a mom and still just being about your business. And I mean, you've helped me. You've given me tips. You've mentored me. We've still mentoring me because I still reach out to you and ask you questions. But I just wanted to say
Um,
that
this
for
is my
sure.
purpose. It's my passion, and that's why I have degrees. I have accolades and all of that. I know
Hmm.
how to work. I can go get a good job.
Hmm.
I know what my passion is.
Hmm.
So to hear that from you lets me know that I'm on my journey
For
still,
sure.
and I'm successfully
Hmm.
on this journey. You feel me?
Absolutely.
So I truly appreciate those words. I truly appreciate when you come to me. When you don't,
Hmm.
please do.
Hmm.
Please call, text, whatever, because I'll be here.
For sure.
And
Well,
I know I have the same and vice versa. I already know.
yes, absolutely. Yeah, anytime. Like I said, and anytime I've always reached out to you, you've always responded. So, like I said, I appreciate that and giving me your time to be on the show. That's just a really good feeling. Like I said, to know I have a peer pretty much that I can reach out to
Always.
and look up to and look behind. So keep doing what you're doing. Keep pushing, keep striving. Again, I wanted to make sure that I get all of your stuff out so we can promo it. So you got the book that's already out. It's available. So how do they get in contact with you to receive the book?
www.adriana, Adriona,
Okay.
Jordan, JORDAN.com.
Okay.
You can purchase prints. Prints just came in last week,
Okay.
and ebooks, instant download. So as soon as you hit send, check your email, it'll be right there.
Okay.
Um, Yoga virtually. You can also book yoga at adrianajordan.com
Okay.
virtually. So
Okay. So now is that just an in-person class or are you like do you
virtually, yep,
oh
just
so you okay.
Zoom, Google Meet, FaceTime. Some people will FaceTime. Yep.
Okay. Okay. So we have the virtual yoga, we have the book. You also do the business and marketing. So you do like logos, stuff like that, or
Yep. Logos, e-flyers, price lists, business cards, basically any type of branding or marketing material.
mm-hmm.
So the things you use to get your brand out there,
Okay.
sometimes you don't have enough time to say words. So here you go. Here
Mm-hmm.
go a card.
Mm-hmm.
Follow me on Instagram. I'm having
Mm-hmm.
this stuff today. Here's a flyer.
Okay.
Consultations. If somebody has more than 3 or 4 questions, okay,
Mm-hmm.
let's book a consultation.
Okay. Now I know you had for a minute you had merch because I had one of your shirts. Are you still doing merch or
Yeah.
is okay? Is
Yep.
that is
Just
that
dropped
of
the URL,
okay, cool. Okay.
adrianjordan.com.
Okay, cool.
Still have Urban Diosa,
Okay.
theurbandiosa.com, and custom tees. It comes along with the graphic design aspect of my working.
Mm-hmm.
So if you got a custom design, you want to put your logo on a t-shirt, birthday parties, just anything. So
Okay. So
honestly, if you need anything done, call me,
yes.
reach me. If I can't do it, I know somebody who can.
Yes, yes, indeed. And you are located so everybody knows you are located in the Las Vegas area, but you do a lot of your businesses you are able to do virtual or you
Yep.
do ship also in as well. And is there any new businesses that you're working on? Because I know you got so much going. Is there anything new on
Woo!
the horizon for you other than what we already discussed?
It's cooking.
Okay, okay.
Yep. It'll be focused around self wellness.
Nice, nice. I'm
Yep.
interested in that.
And educating
Oh,
the Black community. Yes, it is
yes, we need
color
that.
specific because I
Yes.
want to enlighten me, you know,
I
the
know
younger
for
me,
sure,
the
for
older
sure.
me, who them younger selves again, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So, yes, I do have something cooking up in the self-care business, the wellness business.
Okay, dope. So okay, so we got some stuff cooking. We already talked about the stuff that you already got out. So that's amazing. Again, thank you so much for coming on the show and
Thank you
just
for having me.
providing all your knowledge and your good commentary and just expanding the horizons of the show a bit. I think this is probably the deepest deepest podcast I think I've
I feel
had.
good though. I feel like we kind of face to face. We haven't seen each other in a while. I
Yeah, it's
don't
been
know
a
if
long
you realize
time.
how long it's been, but it's been
Oh
a
yeah.
while.
Oh yeah.
It felt as close as I could get to
Yes,
face to face.
absolutely.
So I
Absolutely.
really, really appreciate you for this. And
Oh,
we need
not a
to do it
problem.
more often. You know, we don't
Yes.
necessarily have to record.
No, yeah, yeah, no, that's right. Like I was saying, yeah, next time we in contact, we don't have
I
to
need to
record
pull
this.
up.
Yes, indeed. We got plans. We got things to talk about for sure. But again, thank you so much for coming on the show. That's another episode of From the Ground Up. Our first female guest, which nobody could have been more appropriate than my girl Adri. So I appreciate you again for all your time and your love and all of those good things. Make sure y'all support my girl and her book and everything that she's got going on. When I post the show, I will tag everything that I possibly can so y'all can get all the good stuff because she's got all quality stuff. So make sure y'all check my homegirl out for sure.
Thank you. Namaste. From me to you.
Namaste.
From you right back.
All right, play. Well, you have a good rest of your night. All right.
All right. Thank you guys.
No problem. You. Bye.